I think this is my resignation. I think I'm done. Because after all my years here on YouTube, why I was brought onto this earth to help millions of men across the globe dress better, look better, and feel better, after gathering all this data, all the information, all the feedback from all of you guys, and then analyzing it all and looking out why just guys dress bad, I think I've cracked the code. I have the solution. I know why 99% of men decide to dress wrong. And today, I'm gonna share that with you, so hopefully, we can solve this world problem of men dressing wrong. Let's hop into it. The number one reason why I feel men dress wrong, they just don't value themselves. Your exterior and how well you upkeep it is a direct representation of your interior or what you think of yourself. If you think of yourself as a Ferrari, wouldn't you just take care of it? If it gets a little dent on the side, you would take it to the body shop to get fixed. If it needs an oil change every 5,000 miles, you'd be there by 4,000 miles to make sure the engine didn't blow. You would keep that Ferrari in pristine condition because that's how much you value that Ferrari. But if it's a 1987 Honda Civic that you just think it's a beater that you need to get from point A to point B, in other words, just to live life, you're probably gonna give two craps if it gets a dent on the door, or if the wheel gets scuffed, or if it's filled with junk inside. Hence, the exterior is a direct representation of what you think of that car, of the value you put into it. You could care less. A lot of men just don't value themselves enough, don't have themselves on that high of a pedestal to put the effort, the money, and the time to invest in themselves and make sure they always look pristine. So guys, it's time for you to value yourself for what you are. You are that Porsche, that Lamborghini, that Ferrari. You are worth a lot more than you think. And once you realize that, you're gonna start putting effort in your appearance and your exterior is gonna start reflecting your interior, and that's when you're gonna start dressing right. Number two, you listen to others' advice. Yes, I'm even gonna include me into that other section. But chances are you're listening to the GQs, the Playboys, the Men's Health, giving you style advice that really just isn't practical for your daily life. I try to be as relatable as possible. I wanna be in your shoes because, well, I was in your shoes. And I wanna give you advice that I used throughout my lifetime. But chances are that you are using the advice that you see in these major publications that just isn't relatable for your everyday. So now you just look out of place, you look whack, and when you start trying these crazy trends that you see celebrities doing, you just look funny. You're looking like a tryhard, like something that's not flowing naturally. You want your style to feel comfortable to the point that you're gonna feel confident. If it ever makes you feel uncomfortable or a little bit uneasy, chances are that style isn't for you, and one of the reasons why you're dressing wrong. Number three, they think style is only about clothing. Dudes, just go outside. I dare you to go to your local cafe and people watch for about an hour and look at dudes. About 98% of them, their grooming is gonna look disgusting. They're gonna look like slobs. Men really could care less about their grooming. They don't have that high intrinsic value of themselves, so therefore, they don't take care of themselves. If they get a scuff, they let it be. If it starts getting a little bit dirty, they could care less. You can't think that style is only the clothing you wear. Your grooming is ultra important. Number four, you take on the wrong advice. You see, advice is just that. It's advice. It doesn't mean that you actually have to put it into practice. It's not like a doctor's prescription where if they give it to you, it's tailored to you and you must do it to feel better. Advice is just something that's offered to you and you have to see if it applies or it's applicable to your life, and if it is, then you do so. Well, there's dudes out there that are consuming all this advice online from all these style influencers like myself, others, and other publications, and they think that it's all for them. All of it applies to them, but you gotta remember, everybody is different. You got different heights, different skin complexions, and different body compositions. Not all advice is good advice for you. And if you're a super skinny guy, the oversized trend probably is a trend that you're going to want to avoid because you're just going to look stupid. I mean, just look at Justin Bieber and his new style trend that he's doing with his brand. Since this guy is super skinny, when he wears this clothing, he looks ridiculous. He looks like he's Backstreet Boys from 2000, and I guarantee you 2 years from now, he's going to look back and think, what the hell was I doing? Because no girl thinks that's attractive. The only reason why this guy has a supermodel, of course, is because of his clout and his money. But for average Joes like you and me, this clothing, it ain't gonna play out well for you. Finally, the fifth and final reason why almost every dude is dressing wrong is because they're dressing for others. When you do this, your insecurity is showing on strong because you are buying things that are expensive just to show off to others, to show them just how rich or successful you are. Even if they don't necessarily look good on you, which then falls you into a trap where you look insecure, which then leads to you making you look less confident, which then leads to making you feel uncomfortable because now you're wearing things that you don't necessarily like, and then leads you to a hole of poverty because you're wasting money on garments that you don't like, and you're constantly changing trends, hoping to seek approval and more likes, therefore falling in this cyclical consumption cycle where you're never going to be comfortable, you're never going to be confident, and you're never going to be dressing right. When you dress, you should dress for yourself. So when you look in the mirror, you like what you see and you feel as confident as possible. That's why every advice that you hear, you should tailor it to your own personal lifestyle and make sure it suits your body, what you like, and what makes you feel confident. When you do that, that's when you're gonna start dressing right. And that's basically it for this week's video, guys. Like I said, I think I cracked the code. Let me know down below what you think though, and why you think most guys, even to this day, are still dressing wrong. If you think I'm right, go ahead and drop us a like down below. Also share this video, see if we can help more men out there, and subscribe because, well, I appreciate it. That's it for me today. See you next time.